Hi, right. Hopefully you've been following the work in progress on the website or on Facebook. So I thought I'd just do you a quick couple of minutes to show you the painting in real life, which is, here it is. It's a 42 by 20 canvas. Not quite sure what that is in continental sizes, but it's about this big. Its title is Dambusters approaching the Eder, and it shows Henry Maudslay's aircraft diving past Valdec Castle on the way to line up to attack the Eder. This was a very difficult approach, which they were briefed upon, because they had to dive from quite a high angle down to the lake and then make an immediate left turn down here over the spit of land to attack the dam. Now, because of the high hills surrounding, that meant they didn't have much time to line up and get to the right height and the right speed, which actually, as far as I understand from Fred Sutherland, who was in the front turret of Les Knight's aeroplane, in the end Les Knight's crew actually came from this side and they flew down the lake and turned right to attack the dam, because it probably meant that they could actually control the height a bit better. Anyhow, this is a painting. Look at a few details quickly. First thing is the castle, Valdec Castle. Thanks to Alex Bateman, I managed to get a wartime photograph of the castle, because before that I only had modern photographs of it, and there's been a lot of modification since the war. So this shows the castle as it was in 1943. Moving on down to the aeroplane, it's a standard Type 464. Various modifications from the standard Lancaster, including the removal of the upper turret, the complete modification of the bomb bay to house the upkeep, which is spinning at this point, because they would have started spinning it early to get the revs at the right rate. Spotlights are on again. If you're doing a very complicated manoeuvre, you would really have set the aeroplane up early on. There were no enemy defences here, so they did fly with lights on. They dropped flares over the dam to show where it was, so that would make sense. The thing you'll notice if you look at everybody knows where the front spotlight was in the camera mounting, but most people paint these rear spotlights either in the back of the bomb bay or actually in the middle of the bomb bay. Well, we've done a lot of research into this, and it's pretty much impossible that they would have been there, although that's what most history books say. We think, 99% sure, that the rear spotlight was in the undergunner's position, which was here. They did originally put a little Vickers gun down there, which was a complete waste of time. So they removed it, and as far as we can work out, the rear spotlight was here, which just makes perfect sense. So I think this is one of the first paintings that actually shows that rear spotlight in the correct position, which is, as I say, in this undergunner's position. Other modifications, there's a few extra aerials for the VHF radios and things like that, but that's basically the Lancaster. From a painting point of view, the most important thing about a night scene is trying to work out how dark it should be. If you make it too dark, it just becomes a black blob on your wall. Make it too light, it becomes a daylight scene. So this is trying to get the balance. You need a pure white and a pure black in any painting, really. Pure white here is the moon, that's pure white paint, and pure black is in here in the flap mechanisms. There's just no light in there, so you can use black paint, perfectly acceptable. Then the trick is to find as many light sources as you can. So in this particular instance, obviously the main light source is the moon, and the moon reflects on the water down here. It also reflects off the spinning propellers and off the top of the canopy and off the top of the fuselage and off the front of the fin and so on. Then other light sources you have are the exhausts, glowing exhausts, obviously the spotlights, and just the mist helps to reflect a little bit of light as well. So as an artist, you just try to find as many bits of light as you possibly can to make it slightly more interesting than a black blob. So I hope you enjoyed the work in progress. It went reasonably well this time. I didn't change too much, and that's it. This is the final result. Dambusters approaching the Eder.